My name is Jason, and I'm here for a Daily Dose of Hope. We're at Daily Dose of Hope, day 337. So nice to meet you, and nice to see you again. So, what is a Daily Dose of Hope? It's just that. It's a daily dose of hope for these times when things are kind of going very quickly. The things are speeding up, and nice to see you again. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure that works. It works. Good. So it's just a daily dose of hope to help you through these times. I started these about a year ago, and at that time we were in an energetic lull where things we're kind of in between things happening. And now, as you can probably all tell, we are right in the thick of it. We are right in the thick of many different things happening all at once, and a lot of things that have been hidden for a long time are being revealed. And that's just the process of our ascension process. You know, we have to kind of see where we are first before we go to the next place. We have to really understand it. And that's why everything is being revealed. It's time. It's time for it to be revealed. But it can be a bit jarring at times if you're not, and if you're not prepared for it in your heart. But even if you are, it can be kind of jarring as well. So what a daily dose of hope is just to help you with the yin and yang symbol, right? So here's the yin and yang symbol. We've got the dark side and we've got the light side. In the dark side, there's a little bit of light. In the light side, there's a little bit of dark, right? And so that's just the nature of our third dimensional reality, right? But if you look here, there's a line right in the middle, right? So we don't have to walk in either polarity. We don't have to be purely in the light, love and light, or purely in the dark side. We can be in between, in the neutral place, which is the most powerful place because it means that we understand how this world works. We understand that we can create using our emotions to create these polarities. But if we want to create something, we need to be in the neutral place, because if we are in a heightened emotional state, then we will not be creating what we want to create. We will be creating whatever it is that's floating around in the mass consciousness. And so a big part of this whole thing is being aware of your emotions as well. Always aware of your emotions, where they're coming from. When you feel a certain way, for example, when you feel fear or sadness or anger, it's good always to take a few steps back and say, is this anger my own, or is it coming from somewhere else? We are all, as humans, connected, and we are all really good at picking up on all kinds of different things. And so it's important to question that before you jump into that emotion. And even if it is your own, it's good to take a step back and just see where it came from and try to understand how to handle it, how to understand it. So that's what a daily dose of hope is. And so this is my website, and my offerings are all up here if you're interested. I got, a whole bunch of different stuff. You can check it out if you're interested. Link is below. And so what I wanted to talk about today is something that I'm still doing research on it, but I thought it was kind of interesting, is that, so in Japan, there is, so I live in Japan, so that's, I guess, why I'm interested. There's something called the Edo period. Sorry, it's Wikipedia, but the dates are accurate. But so 1600 to 1868. So almost 300 years of peace in Japan. And in those 300 years, Japan was almost completely closed off to the rest of the world. It's very interesting that there was no wars for 300 years. And how did they do that? They just closed off everything to the outside world. And it's a very interesting thing that happened. There is a bit of a connection to... hey, Judy. Hey. I won't go into that, actually. You can look into why they closed it off. You can probably imagine, if you look at what was going around 1600s with the Holy Roman Empire. But so I'll let you research that if you're interested. But anyway, so what I want to talk about today is that 300 years of peace is pretty amazing. How did you do that? How do you create peace for 300 years? And then I was thinking also that, so I just was listening to, someone was talking about American history, and the idea was before the Constitution was created, America lived in about, 150 years of, well, relative peace in a certain sense. And it was a very, very rich place. Yeah. And so it's just interesting. That it's about the same time period. So the Edo period, right? It's 1868. So America was a little bit before that, but it's very interesting. So I often wonder if, and I haven't done enough research to really talk about it. So I'm just talking off the top of my head. If there is a connection that peace time was actually another civilization, the time of another civilization. I know that my ancestors came to America back in the 1600s as well. So yeah, and when I realized that, I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. So they were here before America was America. And but anyway, just wanted to share that interesting thing to look into. Judy, you say, interesting to hear what's going on with the prices of rice in Japan. Question for wherever you have time: is there an issue with pesticides used with rice as there is with wheat here in the U.S.? I haven't done a lot of research on it, but I know that, like in the States, hopefully that's changing, but all of the different preservatives and all of the different things that they put in the food, they put more in Japan. Japan's like, the top. There's like more preservatives and chemicals than you could ever imagine here. So I would imagine that, yeah, there probably is. So that's why, like, when I buy my rice, I buy from organic farms, and that's getting harder and harder to find. Like, you can go to the supermarket and you just get like a bag of rice, but like, it's probably filled, yeah, as you said, with lots of pesticides. So yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what goes on with it. It is just like the toilet paper scares and the eggs crisis in America. It's a manufactured thing. It's just, oh my God, it's something that'll make you jump into the polarities. That's all. And so you just kind of ignore it and say, this time will end. Just like the toilet paper. I remember, I think it was a few years ago, I forget, it was in the years of craziness. And I remember like feeling it. I was like, people are going to start buying toilet paper. I had this feeling. And then the next day there was this big thing and everyone was just like, all the toilet paper was gone. And just like whenever when people freak out, they always like buy all the toilet paper. It's like, so anyway, but yeah, it's just it's a fear thing, because now if you look back a week or two later, everyone completely forgot about it, and there was enough toilet paper for everyone. Toilet paper all around. Here, you can have some of mine. Sorry. But yeah, just like the egg thing that's happening in the States, and just like everything that's been happening, it's just like it ends. There's always an end. So we just stay in the middle path and we say, okay, we see this happening, but we're not going to jump into the polarities, and we're not going to buy a whole bunch of toilet paper. Although I do buy it in bulk these days. I just kind of buy a whole bunch. That way I don't have to worry about it. But I guess the whole key, as many have said before, is that to not do it out of fear. Just to do it, okay, I'm ready. I've got toilet paper, but I probably won't need it, I hope I don't. So, yeah, thanks, Judy, for that question. Yeah. So, and I just wanted to share that about the Edo period, and the person that broke the Edo period, or the person that came in and hold on. Oh no, I'm breaking in and out. Oh well. Sorry that I'm breaking in and out. Yeah. So it looks like my internet connection's not so good. Sorry about that. Oh well. But yeah, just to share about the Edo period. This is the man who came in to break up the Edo period. Matthew Perry. No relation to the Friends character that I know of, right? So yeah, and he was a commander of the East India Squadron, which is very interesting as well. It's kind of an interesting name, something to look into in American history. That was supposedly what they called the American Navy at the time. Yeah. Anyway, it looks like I'm cutting in and out. Oh well. I'm going to go into a channeling, and hopefully that goes through. So here we go. So hopefully, Judy, you can hear me. Here we go. Oh, and by the way, with the channeling, I'm just going to ask them about this history that I'm asking, or whatever else that they need to share. Here we go. Greetings. We are here, and it is a wonderful place to be. This is a wonderful place to be with all of you. We have not met you yet. You can call us Elektra if you'd like. We have many different names that we go by. We would like to bring forward a message out to all of you on your planet at this moment, that there are many of us, many like us, that are observing you at the moment, observing your planet, observing your beauty, observing how you are moving forward through these energies. There are many of us that are watching all of you and how beautifully and how wonderfully you're moving through these energies. So what we would say today is that we are watching and we are amazed at all of you, at all of your work, at all of the work that you do. If we were to describe ourselves, we would say that we are similar to we are like a dragon, you might say, but we are very colorful. We are purples and pinks, and we resemble more something that you on your planet would resemble a children's character, a caricature, you might say. We are filled with pastel colors, and we'd like to bring those pastel colors to all of you at this moment as well. In your coming spring as well, we'd like to bring those and infuse all of you with this beautiful energy to help you to move through these times. We are here as observers, and we are also here that whenever you need any energy, we are here to help with that energy. We are energetic helpers, but mostly we are observers, but we do lend a hand with the energetics as well. We have a very high vibration that vibrates in the pink realms, and this is a vibration that we do send to all of you as well, if all of you who want it, all of you who need it. But what we would like to say to all of you is just, it's beautiful to be watching you, it's beautiful to observe you, and we see that you are very, very close to the finish line, and it is a beautiful time. We can see both sides. We can see where you are and where you're going, and where you are is beautiful, and where you're going is also quite beautiful as well. And all that we would say as observers up here is to understand that you've already made it to your goal. You're already there. So what we would say is, we see many of you going into worry, going into fear. There's a lot of information on your planet, and it's very easy to be led down paths that lead into fear. But we would say that you're already there, so don't worry about it. And use these ideas that you hear as wonderful fodder for your stories that you can tell years down the line in front of a campfire. Okay. Hopefully I didn't cut in and out the whole time. Let me check my... Hold on. Let's see. For your stories that you can tell. Okay, I guess it's okay. I guess a little bit. All right, I'm gonna sign off now because it's kind of late. I'm a bit tired today from teaching and everything. So I hope you guys are hopeful. Thanks for joining in. I hope you heard the answer to the questions. I hope it wasn't cutting out too much. I'm trying to talk a little bit slower so that it catches. But anyway, I hope you guys are hopeful, and hopefully I will see you all tomorrow. Go beach. Ciao for now. Ciao.